Hey everybody, and welcome back to Crypto Kings. My name is Matt, and in today's video we're going to be talking about whether or not Robinhood could very soon in the near future here flip on Shiba Inu. So if you guys are new, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more daily SHIB vids, and let's get right into it, folks. So if you guys haven't already been sort of in the loop as to what is going on here, essentially, folks, we are in a point where it is becoming, at least in my opinion, very, very critical to be able to get Robinhood and Kraken and all of these things listed in the fashion that they have talked about in the past, because honestly, we need some new bullish momentum here. And something that comes to my mind is whether or not Robinhood may actually flip their decision. If you guys remember, this was from around a week ago, of course, where Satoshi Kusama talked in his article about, of course, all the different FUD that was going on, and of course the fact that Robinhood said they are not racing to list as much as they can, and they want to take their time. And the idea here, of course, would be that if Kraken lists it in the same week, would that cause Robinhood to do the same thing? And remember, we, of course, have the discrepancy over the circulating supply, which doesn't seem to be going away. We still have this discrepancy that is going on here between a lot of the SHIB people and, of course, a lot of the people on CoinMarketCap. So we still do have this circulating supply kind of controversy here going on. But aside from that, if Kraken is able to overlook that, I think that Robinhood could very, very well decide to list it. I really do. I mean, I think if Kraken is able to list it in the same way, I think Robinhood is going to want to sort of ride on the coattails of that announcement. Obviously, a little bit bigger of an announcement coming from Robinhood. You know, is there a bigger exchange than Kraken right now? I think that overall, if Robinhood were able to do that on the week, you could see obviously a massive surge in price, but you would also see Robinhood getting a lot of social media stature that, you know, I think they've been wanting for a long time. They haven't been, you know, a part of any meme revolutions here in recent days, and I think they want to be a part of that again, man. So again, I think that with Kraken, you know, obviously moving closer with the tweets they've sent and all of that, I do think that Robinhood could very much be on the horizon, and that is fantastic. Speaking of things that are fantastic, guys, make sure to check out Webull, top of the link down below in the description. It is so easy to do. You guys want to start trading stocks, crypto, all that good stuff, including SHIB over there. If you guys use my link, we'll get some free stuff. Me and you, and I always do appreciate it. So top of the link down below in the description, guys. So let's take a look at what we are working with here on the day. Because if you guys remember, of course, we talked about the fact that, yeah, you know, we've kind of slipped from what we were chasing. We were chasing that high of 60. It looked like we may have actually been able to get there. The problem is we're left with a sort of kind of bearish slide here, and I think the real reason, of course, is this was really an ascending wedge here. We have the bottom heading up to the top, and then the top kind of just staying the same, and this usually leads to some kind of bearish movement. So again, this really made an ascending wedge, and that leads to a bear movement. So you guys can see we go from the high of, again, around like 55-ish all the way down to an all-time low here of around 45, you know, an all-time low on the week at least. So what does that 45 mean? Is that something you should be scared about? Well, I don't really think so, and here's why. Because when we take a look at our graph here, of course, you guys can see that low of 45 has not really been challenged over the past week. I mean, you guys can see that low of 45 looks to be where we are leveling off. I don't see us getting much lower than that, because there is just so much opportunity here to slip, and we never do. You guys can see on the 4th, we had down all the way to like 43, so that's probably slightly worse, but regardless, on the 10th here, we slipped down to like 46. Same thing here, we slipped down to 45. So in all of these instances, it has managed to bounce above the 45 line. That is obviously fantastic. The fact we have been able to bounce back and achieve that is just wonderful. So it is nice to see that our line of support is looking strong and is not looking flimsy. It is still looking strong in comparison to a lot of other cryptos out there that will, you know, behave a lot more volatile in nature than this. So you guys can see, of course, again, we have a little bit of a double rounding here on the top. So, of course, we have some rounding here, we have some rounding here. So that is not particularly good. You know, it doesn't exactly follow the double rounding, but it's close enough to where, you know, I'm not a particular fan of these shapes. But regardless, when you zoom out and look at the big picture, man, this really does, in a sense, look like what could be a symmetrical wedge. Again, we have the top that is descending, we have the bottom here that is ascending, and boom, this kind of looks like a symmetrical wedge. Of course, it's not filled out as neatly as it should, and that always sucks. You always wish these were filled out a little bit more, and were, of course, a little bit more accurate to what like a Google example would be. But regardless, it is nice to see that, again, this does still, even though it's not 100% filled out, look like a symmetrical wedge, which would be inherently bullish. When we check the Fibonacci retracement, one of my favorite things to do, of course, we're to check and see all the lines of support and resistance here for the most recent run, so you guys can see we have a bottom here of right around 45, and then the top here of right around 49 or 50, really. So, again, it looks like it attempts to cross past that 50 barrier and fails. So, what that means is that, of course, we are going to have to bounce off of a line of support. And the line of support here looks as if it could be either the 38.2% line, which would be this line here, and that would be, somewhere we could perhaps bounce off of, or the 50% line, where, of course, we could go and bounce off of that. So there are a few options here as to what we could use as a new line of support. In the end, it looks as if the 50% line is where, most of the stability stayed around 47. So hopefully we will not get lower than that and just be able to bounce off of that in the near future. Again, hopefully that doesn't bottom out on us and then we head down to, 45 again. I really don't like that. So again, the further away we stay from 45, of course, the better. So when we take a look at the relative strength index, I always like to do the RSI, which you guys can see here on screen. This will tell us, of course, exactly how the buy and sell volume relates to the recent market volume. So you guys can see right around the middle here, right around 50. No particularly major movement here. It is essentially saying that right now, SHIB at around 48 is not considered overbought or oversold. So right around 48, not overbought, not oversold, just right in the middle. And that is what the RSI is considering to be an appropriate price for the current market right now. But we do have some headroom, so if we wanted to move up to 50, we could, and still be within, the realm of the relative strength index. So we could hit 50, pretty easily without a crash or whatnot. And then same thing, we could also fall down a little bit more, back to maybe like 46 or 47 without seeing any major bounce back because it wouldn't be considered oversold. So that is what the relative strength index, at least right now, is showing us. When I check the moving average cross, you guys can see I always like to do that. The green is unfortunately over the red here for the majority of this, but then the red quickly crosses over. So it definitely could be another bullish sign. It just depends on whether or not, these prices are really able to get above these key lines of resistance here. If you're able to pass all of them, get above 50 again, I think we could be in for a lot of green. So that is that, folks. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more daily SHIB vids if you guys are new. Make sure, of course, to check out Webull. The top of the link down below in the description. I always appreciate when you guys use my link. It does help a lot. And the Discord is down there as well, and my Twitter, of course. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Matt. See you guys on the next one. Peace.